Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. While I was thinking about how I was going to do this project, I originally intended to put a set screw hole right about there. Then I was going to use that to lock this pivot pin inside the body of this bearing mount. Then I thought, well, this is actually 23/64 in diameter, which is 2 steps larger than 5/16. What if I threaded one end of this to 3/8? Made sense. 3/8/16, put a thread in there. I can turn down the pin to the diameter of this, thread it into that pocket. It can't escape because this rides inside the casting. And then I thought, okay, I'll just tap the end of it. And I'll just put a tap in there. Oh, wait a minute. It's half a hole. If I try and tap half a hole, it's not going to want to work. So how am I going to get around that? I realized I had this self-tapping bolt. It has a pilot on it, so it goes in and wants to engage. So I'm thinking if I put this aluminum block in the vise and clamp it down like that, let's see if I can make this roll form a thread in there. Put some oil in there. I've got one thread started in there, so the bolt should start fairly straight. There's an advantage to roll forming the threads instead of cutting them too. Because the hole is slightly larger than the hole that you'd use for a cut thread, the roll forming is actually going to shrink the inside diameter of the hole and hopefully cause it to have a more fully formed thread. That's all serendipity. That wasn't anything that I planned. Well, it's cutting threads. Oh, good threads too. We'll use this bolt as a thread gauge. It's just a standard bolt. It's always good to make sure things are going to work before you go too far. I think this bolt has been abused a little bit and I don't want to damage the thread that I've worked so hard to make. And I have a better one in here. Proper thread size. Oh, look at that. Spinning right down in there. Good. Okay. Give it another shot of oil and I'll carry it on out. Because I'm going in from this side, I'm hoping that it's going to crack and cut a thread through that. Well, it's definitely working. I think I have 100% thread through the length of that hole. It's good to have plans. It's also good to be flexible. That reminds me of something that I read in a book series that I'm reading, written by Larry Correia. Don't quote me on that name. Could be pronounced differently, but it's Monster Hunters International. And in that, they always talk about Monster Hunters having to have a flexible mind. I think fix-its have to have a flexible mind also. You have to be able to see the possibility. Okay, that's threaded 3/8, 16. Did the whole thing with a roll forming bolt and some oil. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.